on one and all, and this is Gus Can Smile Too. For this vlog, I wanted to get a little bit more in depth about my beliefs, and possibly even yours too. You see, if you can remember it back in my introductory vlog, I had mentioned that I am a believer in God, yet I can't contain God into one individual religion or a group or anything. He's for everybody out there. Now, for all of you watching, I don't necessarily want to push on your beliefs, tell you what to believe or what not to believe, but what I do want to talk about is how a person should always stand up for their beliefs regardless of what those beliefs are. For me, it is believing in God and that Jesus is the one who was born from a virgin to save all of us from our sins, to die upon that cross for us all. For you, it could be anything else from a different religion, or could even be something as simple as a certain song you like, or a movie, or a singer. It could be anything. My point is, though, is that all of us have our own different beliefs, and it can be kind of scary sometimes to talk about those beliefs to other people, because you always get the fear and the questions in your head, like, what if they don't like me anymore if I tell them that I believe in this? Or what if they think I'm just annoying for talking about this? I know what it's like. Being a believer in God, especially nowadays, I cannot even begin to tell you how scary it is to talk about that. We are living in very scary times in the world today. People have been known to lose their jobs, get blacklisted from ever getting another job again anywhere, and have been secluded from certain groups, and few people have even been killed throughout history for their beliefs. And it's really a horrible thing. Anything could happen. And what you believe could sometimes be what makes or breaks you as a person in society. But at the same time, you've got to remember that it's our beliefs that make us who and what we are. Because if you can't stand up for your own beliefs, and you start living in the beliefs that other people want you to live in, even though you don't agree with them yourself, but you think it'll make you look cool for them, then how can you honestly really call that living? Seriously, I mean, if you believe in something, you should never be ashamed to just say that you believe it. Shout it from the rooftops if you have to. Okay? If somebody doesn't agree with your beliefs, that's fine. Okay? Everyone has different beliefs and a different point of view, a different opinion. But if they don't want to be your friends anymore or have anything to do with you just because of what you believe in, then that's where you've got to make the hard decision to just say, okay, I'm sorry it has to be this way, but if you aren't going to stand by me for what I believe in, then maybe it's time to just let you go. I myself have been there. I remember growing up in high school, I've always been so scared to just start talking about God to my own friends, because I was afraid that they might think me weird or something. And looking back now, I wish I would have just done it anyway, because it's in those moments when you can start talking about what you believe in and not be ashamed about it, is when you find just who your real friends really are. I've been there to be so scared, and I can't believe it's taken 23 whole years to finally make me see that. Like, a part of me knew it all along, but it's one of those those things where, yeah, you could be told it a million times, but you still don't get it. Sometimes you gotta have an experience to really help you see what everyone's been telling you about these things. I just gotta say that I do believe in God. And from now on, I'm not gonna care what anyone thinks of that. Okay? I may never get a job because of this video now. But you know what? They don't know what they're missing then. And the same should go for all of you, for whatever it is you believe in. If someone doesn't want anything to do with you because of your beliefs, whatever they may be, then they just don't know what they're missing by not being around you. The important thing is that you are standing up for what you believe in, and that you're doing it now. Because you never know just when you might not have the chance again to stand up for them, to talk about your beliefs anymore. For all you know, tomorrow might not even come. We live in a very scary world, very scary times. We live in a world full of diseases, viruses, car accidents, plane crashes, and just watch 1,000 Ways to Die for any other scenario on how you could die in an instant. Okay, life could be taken away from you just like that. It's a very fragile thing to hold on to. So we gotta stand up for what we believe in today, right now. Because now is all we've got. That's the time we're living in. That's the time we gotta act. Okay? You see, sometimes it's not necessarily standing up for what we believe in that we have to do now. It's sometimes repairing severed ties with old friends or family even. I myself have gone through some pretty rough patches with family. And I've been known to hold my grudges myself. And it's only been recently I've come to realize that what's the point in holding a grudge? What good does it do? It's so easy to pinpoint and pick out all of the things we hate about another person. But it's so hard to point out all of the good things these same people have done. We can pinpoint everything that makes us mad about them, every little thing that we hate about them, every time they've wronged us. We can point those out in no time flat. But when it comes to thinking about the good people have done, why is that so hard? And it's something that we should be doing more. Finding the good in others, instead of constantly acknowledging the hate. My own sister, for an example, just about last year in fact, we had gone through a very rough patch together. And ever since then, I wouldn't talk to her at all. Not on the phone. I didn't want to talk to her. I was so mad about the way she had treated me. And the only times I would talk to her is if she would actually come over to visit, and even then I would try to keep myself in my room so I wouldn't even have to look at her, much as less talk to her. And now I've come to see that it wasn't right. I may have felt she wronged me a while ago, but what does that say about me as a person if I don't try to do anything to mend that? I don't see that I did anything wrong, or very little wrong, but apparently my sister sees that I've done a lot. And now I've also come to see that I should just tell her I'm sorry anyway for whatever I've done. And even harder yet, I should forgive her for the way she treated me. And that should be for all of you as well. Anyone you're holding a grudge against, anyone that you're mad at, just say I'm sorry to them. Even if you can't think of anything to be sorry for yourself. Just say I'm sorry. And say that you forgive them for whatever they've done to you. Okay, I'm not saying that you're actually going to get along from that point on. Sadly, some ties, they'll just never be. They'll always be severed for the rest of your life. My point is that as long as you can take the initiative to be one step above them and always say that you're sorry, even though there's nothing for you to really be sorry for, and to say that you forgive them, even when it's actually, especially when it's hard for you to say that you forgive them. When it's at its hardest, that's when you need to do it the most. Because, like I've been saying, you never know when you might not have that chance anymore. Life can always just be taken away from you. Or worse yet, from somebody else. Because trust me, you don't want to wake up one day and find that you're going to live with the regret for the rest of your life of never saying sorry or forgiving someone that has wronged you. Just because they're suddenly dead and you never got the chance to again. Okay, you don't want to live with that kind of regret. You always want to try to be as kind as you can to people, especially if they're mean to you, because I can tell you this from experience, nothing gets to a person's head more than when you are being nice to someone who's being mean to you. Okay? When someone's hating on you, calling you names, making you feel lower than dirt, and yet you still take the time to say, hey, I'm sorry for whatever I did to make you feel that way, I forgive you. It gets to their heads. They're just like, what? It's actually kind of entertaining to watch sometimes, I'll tell you. But just try it. Again, I'm not saying that you will be able to get along with this person or they'll ever want to get along with you. But the fact that you can take the initiative for yourself to say you're sorry and to forgive, even if they never do it for you, it really says a lot about who you are and what you stand for. It kind of goes with your beliefs. You want to stand up for what you believe in, who you are, and you don't want anyone to bring that down. And you should never be ashamed to talk about what you believe in. Do it, and do it while you've got the chance right now. And I mean right now. Don't wait it up, don't push it off till the last minute. The worst is excuses. Quit making excuses about how you couldn't do this, about what if my friend's this, what if these people do that, what if I lose my job, I'm not that good. It's excuses that you really want to push away more than anything else. Just don't hold back. If there's something you believe in, go with it. And you gotta live by it too. You can't just say it. Okay? It's one thing to say something, but your actions do speak louder than your words. Okay? Like I say I believe in God. I'm not just gonna say it. I'm actually gonna live it from now on. Every single day, I'm gonna do my honest to goodness best to pray to God at least 1 hour a day, if not possibly even more, to read His Word, and above all, to spread His Word, what I know. I'm not expecting anyone to actually be changed by my words, but if I can change just one life, that'll be more than enough for me. But I can't just say I believe in God. I've got to live it. And all of you have got to live by your beliefs as well. You hear me? DC Talk has a song called What If I Stumble? And at the very beginning of the song, it has a little quote that says, "The greatest cause of atheism in the world today is Christians who speak God with their mouths and walk out the door and then deny God by their lifestyle. That is what an unbelieving world simply finds unbelievable." I'm not sure if those were the exact words, but it's close enough. But it's true. Honestly, I don't think truer words have ever been spoken. You can't just say that you believe in something and then live on like you don't believe it at all. Your actions have to follow up with your words. Okay? It can't be any other way. There's no other way around it. If you say you believe in something, you live by it. Okay? You express it. You show it. Every single day. And you don't put it off. Because you could die within the next minute for all I know. Tomorrow, next week. We don't know when we're gonna die. All we know is that it's gonna happen eventually. So live for the now, because the now is all we've got. So now is the time to start living. I want to thank all of you who took the time to listen to this video from beginning to end. Because I understand this video actually gets kind of deep this time around. But their words I felt need to be spoken. And I sure hope that some of you actually listen to this advice. And to end it on a slightly more happier note, I'm going to start a new, smaller little segment that I'm going to call the Esperanto Word of the Day. Now, for those of you who may not know, Esperanto is sort of an artificial language made up a long time ago that was originally meant to be like a universal language amongst all people. It never really caught on, but I love the unique and stuff like that. So I decided to kind of extenuate from there and actually get you guys to learn a little more Esperanto. Today, we're just going to start it off simple. Saluton, which you heard me say at the very beginning of this video. It just simply means hello. And that's it. We'll learn more later on, but in the meantime, thank you for watching. This has been Dusk and Smile 2.